Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. To hear about the classes I've been loving lately, stay tuned to the end of the video. Hello, my friend. Today in What's Up in Makeup, we have tons of new releases to talk about. We also have some hot topic kinds of stories. One of them is a question I get asked often as someone who reviews skincare is, do we really need beauty fridges? They are stupid expensive. I mean, they're cute, but they're really expensive. Do they actually do what they're advertised to do? Are they worth the investment? Also, got some tips from dermatologists about what mask to wear for your skin type, and a story about an indie brand who's being accused of cultural appropriation. So, if that sounds interesting to you, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. So let's start off pretty lighthearted and let's talk about beauty fridges. What set this off in my head was that Face Story came out with a new skincare fridge, and it's like, you can tell they put a lot of thought into this thing. It's $130. It comes in 3 colors. They call them strawberry, vanilla, and mint. It is a 5-liter mini fridge, and it's small enough to be placed on nightstands or on your counter or your dresser, and it's for personal use. It's got a built-in LED light, a temperature display, and also a sheet mask organizer. You can also set it to an eco-friendly silent mode. I mean, they've really put a lot of thought into this, but it's $130. So I did a little bit of digging and I found some statements and different articles from dermatologists about whether you really need a beauty fridge, and this is what they said. In an interview with Elle, a doctor who you may have heard of, his name is Dr. Dennis Gross, weighed in on the topic, and he basically said, no, you don't need a beauty fridge, because when they formulate skincare and other cosmetics, it has to go through stability testing. And as they do that, they change the temperature on the product and see whether it compromises the integrity of the product. So because they do all of this testing to make sure the formula is stable, you don't need to put it in a beauty fridge as long as you are not putting your cosmetics in an oven. What he did say though is that when you change the temperature often of the product, so if you're going from, let's say, a beauty fridge and then leaving it on your counter, realizing you left it on your counter and then putting it back into the beauty fridge and so forth, you could compromise the integrity of the product just from the extreme changes in temperature. He specifically called beauty fridges, quote, an unnecessary marketing gimmick. He also said that unless the manufacturer recommends putting it in a refrigerator, unless you've bought it from them specifically to keep in the refrigerator, that you really don't need to. He is also skeptical of refrigerating beauty tools. He said that basically, you could take an ice cube or, freeze a spoon or, get a bag of peas, and then you could put it on your face and it would do the same thing as refrigerating beauty tools. For the opposite perspective, the CEO of a company named Beauty Fridge, her name is Ilyana Safonova, states that even with stability testing, hot and humid bathrooms, sunlight, all of those things could cause a change in some natural products, because natural products don't necessarily have the same preservative systems as products that include less natural preservatives like phenoxyethanol or parabens. And she said that herself and her friends find that their natural cosmetics tend to go bad faster, and that putting them in her beauty fridge helped them to last longer. I found an article that interviewed a doctor named Dr. Howard Sobel, and he is a New York-based dermatologist. He does agree with Dr. Dennis Gross, but he also says that there could be a calming effect of these cool skincare tools and products on the face, that it may just make the skincare process more pleasurable, especially if you have irritated skin. That cool feeling may just feel really good on your skin and may be beneficial to you. So my question to you at this point is, do you own a beauty fridge? Do you like it if you own it? Do you feel like it was worth the investment? If you were looking into beauty fridges, have you read any research that maybe I haven't read? I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments down below. This palette that just came out this week totally caught me off guard. I was like, what in the world? You know how brands are trying to get us to buy things, right? They're trying to find a hook that plays on some kind of emotion that makes us want to buy things. Blockbuster Video was a huge part of my childhood. My father was really big into movies when I was a kid. Went to Blockbuster on Wednesday or whatever the new movies came out, called ahead, make sure they reserved the new movies for, I mean, like, he was really into Blockbuster and going and renting movies. As a result, I got to watch a lot of movies as I was a child growing up. So when I saw there was a Blockbuster eyeshadow palette, it hit a special place in my soul. Then I saw that it was at Hot Topic and I was like, oh, okay. Because this is the thing about Hot Topic eyeshadow palettes. I have purchased them for reasons of nostalgia, for reasons of really liking the thing they're associated with. And every single one that I've purchased has been complete and total garbage as far as the quality goes. If you do not know, I am a huge fan of the TV show Supernatural. So when I saw these palettes, I wanted to buy them. They weren't very expensive, and I was like, even if they're junk, I'm just getting them because I like them. And you know where they sit? They sit, I don't even see them. They just sit. It was a total and complete waste of money. It played on my love. I mean, there's a shade in here called Pie and one called Ass Butt. How could I not buy that? So I looked at this Blockbuster palette and I immediately wanted it. It looks like a stinking rental tape. It made me want it, but I was like, no. Jen, you know where this is gonna end up. It's gonna end up with your other palettes that you don't use. But if you are interested in the Blockbuster palette and you wanna try it, I haven't tried it. Maybe they've upped their quality, I don't know. It's $13.52 on Hot Topic's website right now. And I went over there and looked to see what other eyeshadow palettes they had, and they have a ton of them. Again, I doubt the quality is good, but they have a Lilo and Stitch Space Pop. These are all $13.52. A Lilo and Stitch Frog palette, a Manic Panic Classic High Voltage Baked eyeshadow palette, a Pixar Wall-E palette. Now this one was cute, it's a little more expensive. It's a Winnie the Pooh Honey palette. It's stinking adorable. And then they actually have another Supernatural palette over there that I don't own called The Eternal War. It's $15.92. Back to $13.52, they have a Friends Icon palette. I know Makeup Revolution came out with Friends stuff, but this is not that. This is something else. They also have a Central Perk Coffee Lip Scrub for $5.52. And I was actually thinking about getting that because that just sounds amazing to me, but I don't need it. It's like this whole thing with marketing. They get me on this stuff and I want to buy it, and then I just have to like flip myself back into reality and be like, no, Jen, you do not need it. It's a trick, it's a trap. Don't fall for it. How do you feel about companies trying to sell you things just based on packaging and not quality? Have you fallen for that trap? Let me know in the comments. Last week, I announced and showed you the new Nomad Cosmetics palette. It is the Shanghai palette, and they used a yin-yang theme for the palette. And what I learned after last week was that many people in the Asian American community specifically were upset at this palette because they felt it to be cultural appropriation. Some people in the comments in the Instagram post were disappointed in the lack of research they felt into the yin-yang concept, and that it was a religious concept that they were disrespecting. They saw it as a cash grab. Instagram user Rosecoloredboy posted about it on their Instagram, stating, quote, "Its culture goes far deeper than just yin-yang, marketed as a profitable item or knick-knack when it has deep religious and cultural roots, dragons, and using exoticism and Orientalism to cash in on Lunar New Year." So I went back and I looked at Nomad Cosmetics website, and all of their palettes have a travel theme. This is what they say is the theme of their brand. They say, quote, "We absolutely love traveling around the world, and after visiting over 70 countries, we discovered unique beauty is found everywhere. Inspired by this, we created Nomad Cosmetics to bring you the beauty and local character of different destinations that we love." In addition to the palette itself, when Nomad talked about the delay and why it took longer for the palette to come out, people were also upset with how they presented that information. This is what they said, and if you're of Asian descent, you'll have to tell me how you feel about this. They said that they wanted to make sure the palette was, quote, "allowed to be celebrated and loved like every destination we launch. Then, quote, no matter the current events in each of these destinations, we find people like us, just wanting to live a happy, positive life and see what the world has to offer. We wanted to show and express that positive side, the rich historical side, the cultural side of a place that is, although perceived as very opposite from our Western world, was warm and welcoming. Comments came in expressing disappointment in the statement, so Nomad went on their Instagram stories and they apologized for any hurt they had caused. They said, quote, "We understand the post appeared to be validating negative feelings about China, and in doing so, we were not sensitive to those in Asian communities. This was not our intention." And then they said, "We condemn racism, including anti-Asian sentiment. Our goal is to spread global love always." In response to the comments about the palette itself, they said, quote, "We are truly sorry to anyone who was offended by the Shanghai launch. Based on the feedback and concerns raised regarding cultural appropriation, we will be focusing our new launches starting in August to ones that are places closer to our homes and shared experiences so everyone can feel good about them. We want this brand to be about sharing positivity and our travelers' wonderment, and therefore will adjust our future destinations to make sure we are achieving that goal." But some people found that comment to be a little too late. There was a comment by someone named Soul of Space on Instagram, and they said that they felt that Nomad should have learned after their last Chinese themed palette called Orient Express. There is a Filipino blogger who wanted to remain anonymous for my speaking about this, but this is what she said about it. She said, "Their words combined with the production of the Shanghai palette in practice is the definition of Orientalism, utilizing the word travel as a way to profit off a culture that they may not have strong knowledge about it, essentially treating this country as like a shallow tourist destination rather than a place rich in history and culture to be respected." I do want to note that Nomad is donating 10% of sales of the Shanghai palette to AAJC, Asian Americans Advancing Justice, to help create a more just America for all. According to Nomad, this donation was included after they saw reports of violence against Asian American communities here in the US, and to date they have donated over $1,000. I will link some additional resources for you, some Instagram links if you want to read some more about this. I'll also be linking some Asian nonprofits for you in case you would like to check those out. At this point, if you are of Asian descent, I would love to know your thoughts on the Nomad palette. Did you feel it was cultural appropriation or cultural appreciation? Let me know down in the comments. Hello, Editing Jen here. I do have some late breaking news on the Nomad Shanghai palette story. As of Saturday morning, Nomad Cosmetics has pulled the palette from their website and it has been discontinued. If you would like to read the full statement, it is up on their Instagram, or you can pause to read it now. This next story is very interesting to me. As someone who looks at myself all the time, editing my own videos, listening to my voice, all of that, this one really resonated with me. And it regards a new term that was coined called Zoom dysmorphia, and it is leading to more requests for facial plastic surgery everywhere. In summer of 2020, there was a rise in requests for plastic surgery, especially, like I said, facial surgeries. Most common were surgeries to help tighten the neck and jawline. There was a study published in the International Journal of Women's Dermatology that explores how staring at your reflection on video for several hours a day, such as like in a Zoom call, might lead some people to develop a negative self-perception. Research suggests that the images many users see are actually distorted versions of themselves due to lighting and like low camera quality and blurring of the image, so it leads people to have this dysmorphic effect. They also credit this effect to people just looking at themselves more than they ever have. I mean, typically people, you know, I would imagine the average person might look at themselves in the mirror, brushing their teeth in the morning, maybe a couple of times throughout the day, maybe at night, but not all day long. So when people are looking at themselves all day long, it changes how they perceive themselves. The article also states that people also may have extra time to research the plastic surgeries and how to help these problems, and they also may be getting these surgeries because they are working from home and they do have the ability to stay home and heal after the surgeries. If you're somebody that does video conferencing all the time, have you noticed a difference in the way that you feel about yourself after looking at yourself for hours and hours for months on end? I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments. I know this next story is of concern for a lot of people. A lot of us are wearing masks all the time. Thankfully, I work from home and only have to wear a mask on the off occasion that I go out for groceries. But there are a lot of people that don't have that luxury and are wearing masks all day long. I found an article that was really interesting about different skin types and what masks to wear for different skin types. I kind of expected it to be a little more varied between the skin types, but it really wasn't. Actually, they recommended cotton masks for everybody, essentially. And this is the reason. They said if you sweat under your mask, salts can further dry the skin. Cotton is breathable and also absorbs moisture better than other masks. They did mention, though, that if you do have acne-prone skin, it's even more important to wash your mask regularly so that bacteria doesn't end up sitting on your face. They said specifically to stay away from polyester and synthetic fibers such as nylon, spandex, and latex because they don't breathe as well and can also cause irritation. And this is what I've heard from a lot of people too, is the chafing that people are getting from their masks rubbing against their face. So making sure the mask fits properly is also really important. And then I asked myself, well, what about maskne? How does that relate to all of this? And what I read was that dermatologists are recommending that when you get home after you take your mask off, to wash your face immediately with a gentle cleanser. That some people are washing their face and overwashing it and stripping their skin of the natural oils, causing their face to overproduce oils and causing more acne. So they recommend to wash your face after you get home and then maybe skip your evening wash if you don't need it. They also said that it's very, very important to moisturize after you wash your face so that you can get those humectants and the oils to seep into your skin to balance out your skin after washing it. If you try any of these tips, please let me know if they work. Keep me updated. All right, it's new product time. Lots of new products that came out this week, starting off with a couple of indie brands. Pretties for Your Face have some new sparklers coming out. There's 6 of them. They're $5 each or $25 for the set. They look like super chunky glitters, but I don't own these, so I'm not 100% sure. Now, multi-chromes. You know I am a sucker for a good multi-chrome. These look amazing. Chaos Makeup has a bunch of new multi-chromes coming out. They're priced between $6.99 and $14.99 each. They look absolutely freaking stunning. I didn't see a launch date, but I will keep you posted on that. And of course, you can always follow them on Instagram for more information there. Colored Rain has 8 new lip lacquers to be released on the 22nd of February. If you subscribe to their email list, then you will get first dibs on everything. This I thought was super cool, and I'm not surprised because Sigma is an amazing company. They are partnering with Miss Amazing for a collab set of travel brushes. It is available now. If you're not familiar with Miss Amazing, it is a national self-esteem movement led for and by girls and women with disabilities. It is a 3 liquid lipstick set along with 3 eye brushes that tuck neatly inside a cosmetic bag. For each bag purchase, Sigma is donating a set to participants in the National Miss Amazing Summit, which I thought was super cool. Artist Couture released a beautiful collection called the Ethereal Bloom Collection. There's a palette for $30 and then the Epiphany Diamond Lights Finisher for $25. I've never tried the Diamond Lights Finishers. Are they good? I don't know much about Artist Couture. I haven't tried much from them. Let me know if you've tried them. Now, this is something that I did try and really like a lot because I'm a sucker for Ofra highlighters. I did my collab with Ofra. I love their highlighters. The Steph Tom's highlighter, it's called Milk and Cookies, and it does have a very faint scent of milk and cookies. It's $35. The milk shade is a champagne pearl, and the cookie shade is a warm champagne with a bronze undertone. And again, it does launch on February 22nd at Ofra.com and also on Beauty Bay. This came into the What's Up in Makeup Hunters group at the very last minute, but it's probably, been out for a couple of days now that, it's Sunday. I filmed this on Fridays, but the ColourPop Bambi collection is coming. There's 3 5-pan palettes, 3 liners, 3 lip glosses, and a shimmery body powder, and also a set of Bambi lashes, which makes perfect sense. I think the collection looks absolutely adorable. I have no emotional attachment to Bambi. None. But this collection is still beautiful. I don't know who's designing this stuff, but I think they did a fantastic job. Another brand that came out with something really cute, and this actually launched late last week, the Melt Cosmetics Neutral Browns Petite Stack. These are so cute. It includes 4 staple matte shadows in a range of, they say, wearable neutral tones and 1 pop of champagne shimmer. $30 for the stack, or you can also get some little mini lippies in a collection. It's $79 for the eyeshadow stack, and then you get 5 tiny nude lipsticks and 5 tiny red lipsticks. I saw this all over my feed. The Huda Beauty hashtag Bomb Brows Micro Shade Brow Pencil, $17, 8 shades. It's listed as coming soon on the Huda Beauty website, and this is what they say makes it special. They say that it is the thinnest brow pencil ever at just 0.9 millimeters. It is launching on the 23rd of February everywhere that Huda Beauty is sold. This is another product that was launched late last week after I filmed the Pat McGrath Love and Lust Gloss Duo. They are so incredibly cute. That packaging is adorable. $25 for the duo, or you can get the lip kit that also includes 2 lip liners. That's $68. Or if you even want more than that, the Divine Lust kit with the lip glosses, Divine Rose Luxe Quad, and the Skin Fetish Ultra Glow Highlighter. That's $110. Another thing that was announced late last week, which again, just Too Faced Teddy Bear Collection, 14 shade palette, a lip injection extreme, and a teddy bear highlighter. I will let you know more information when I know it. It doesn't seem to be on the Too Faced site. It's not on Sephora. It's not on Ulta. I would imagine we would probably see it at those sites next week. And then finally, an update on a MAC collab we talked about a month ago. It is the collab with fashion designer Harris Reed. It has officially launched. The eyeshadow palette ×9 called Fighting for the Beauty of Fluidity. The cream color base ×2 called Embrace Your Duality. Those are what were still available when I started filming today. They also had the lipsticks ×3 from Harris with Love and an eye kohl. Those were sold out last time I looked, but the packaging on these, just the art, is incredible. It is so insanely beautiful. Like, I mean, compared to the Sims palette that we talked about that same week, like this is night and day. It's so incredibly beautiful. All right, I popped over to Sephora and we have lots of good Sephora news. The very exciting news is that Danessa Myricks is coming to Sephora. Yes, so happy for that brand. They are just crushing it right now. They'll be available online on the 26th of February and in store on April 9th. As part of her Instagram post, Danessa said, quote, "To think it was only a year ago that DMB headquarters was the middle of my living room and our fulfillment center and warehouse was my bedroom and basement. It's almost unimaginable when I look back. We made it here because of you." And that just gives me chills. It makes me go, ah. It's just such a happy story and I love to see it. Paula's Choice is a brand that is close to my heart. I've been using Paula's Choice products for years. They are now coming to Sephora. Their products are listed there, but as of the filming, they weren't available yet and there was no release date listed. So keep an eye out if you're looking for some really, really good skincare. So excited to see them at Sephora. And one thing I love about Paula's Choice is that they are science-based skincare. I'm gonna put up a post that they put up on Instagram, I think it was last week, that really resonated with me. That, you know, it's not about the gimmicky, you know, everything has to be natural, everything has to be clean. All of that is just marketing. Really what it comes down to is, what does the science say about these ingredients? What does the research say that these ingredients do? Does research say that these things are good for you or not good for you? And that's where they base their skincare in. So it's nice to see a brand that is not just all about the marketing and tricking people into buying things that may not actually work but are marketable, and actually selling science-based skincare just warms my heart. Let's go into expensive land for a minute. We have the Givenchy Prism Libre Skin Caring Glow Foundation just launched, $49. There's 30 shades. Rouge First Access is March 5th, and it'll be available to everybody on March 6th. This one is very intriguing to me. It is the Tatcha Silk Powder Protective Setting Powder. It is $48. They say it helps makeup last for 8 hours, and they did do a clinical study. They say 100% of subjects showed instant improvement in skin texture, appearance of pores, appearance of fine lines, and skin radiance. It is listed as coming soon on Sephora and Tatcha's websites. My good friend Audra from Audra at Home had a very negative experience with Tower 28's bronzers. She is of a deeper skin tone, and she felt like they just didn't show up on her, and it was very discouraging for her, and it made her not want to buy anything from Tower 28 ever again. So it seems like they may be listening. You'll have to tell me what you think. 3 new shades of their Beach Please Lip Plus Cheek Cream blushes, and they all do look like they're deeper shades compared to what already exists. There's a peach shade, a terracotta shade, and a berry shade. They are $20 each. This next product is available both at Sephora and Ulta, and it's the KVD Vegan Beauty XO High Shine Lip Gloss, $19. There's 7 shades. I really like that brands are now coming out with lip glosses that have more pigment in them, that seem to be kind of edging toward like a really comfortable lipstick, like kind of like a merge between a lipstick and a lip gloss, and these shades look really pretty. Let's go ahead and move over to Ulta. So Pure, they released a bunch of the 4-in-1 products. I'm not sure if I talked about this one last week, so I'm going to mention it now just to make sure. The loose setting powder is now at Ulta, 3 shades in peach, banana, and translucent. They're $27 each. And then the ColourPop Animal Crossing collection is now at Ulta. I know it sold out super fast on the ColourPop website, but it does seem to be back there as well. So if you were interested in that, if it sold out super fast and you weren't able to get it and you still want it, it is now available both places. At Ulta, it looks like they have the 4 eyeshadow quads, the blush in 2 shades, and that's it. But on ColourPop's website, they have a bunch more stuff. I wasn't sure what this was gonna be when I saw this one. I was like, what's Benefit doing? What are they doing? It's called the Benefit They're Real Magnet Extreme Lengthening Mascara. It's $27, and I'm very intrigued. They say it's a, quote, innovative extender brush featuring a magnetically charged core that pulls the magnetic mineral-enriched formula up and out beyond the tips of the lashes for extreme length and powerful lift. A custom-designed zigzag bristle brush strategically positioned to fan out, separate, and define lashes. I hope this works. I hope this is real. Like, I want this to be real so bad, but something in me tells me it's not real. But I don't know. Like, I almost want to spend $27 to find out, but then it's $27. What if it's not real? And then I wasted my $27. So I don't know. I might wait for people who are on their PR list to try it and then maybe try it myself. But yeah, I hope it's real. And then finally, another mascara, this time from Makeup Revolution. It is the 5D Lash Mascara. It's $10. I was like, 5D? What the heck is 5D? Are they bringing us into, like, you know, space-time continuum? Like, what the heck are they talking about? So I looked up at sciencing.com to see what 5D meant, and they said it's a dimension unseen by humans where the forces of gravity and electromagnetism unite. I don't think that's what Makeup Revolution means, though. They mean that it helps achieve instant length, lift, definition, stretch, and volume in as little as just 1 swipe. So that's the 5 dimensions. Sometimes you just gotta go with it, I guess. All right, my friend, it is time for PR or purchase of the week, and I have 2 things to share with you. One is a purchase and one is PR, and they're both on my eyes today. So let's talk about my eyeshadow first. We have the Neutral Treasures palette, again by Makeup Maniacs. We talked about some of their products last week, their duochrome, like multi-chrome products, just absolutely beautiful. I showed you some last week, but this one is a neutral palette. And I do feel like everybody, not everybody, but most people should have a neutral palette in their lives. And this is the first time I've used it, and I really enjoyed using it. I used in my crease the shade Quartz, and then I used the shade Earth to kind of deepen it a bit, and then deepened it even more with a little bit of the Amore shade. And then on my lid, I used the shade Jewel on the inner corner, the shade Sultry on the outer corner, deepened it up with a little bit of Adore here, and then Then on my lower lash line, I put the shade Gem and then a little bit of the shade Jewel in the inner corner, and I brightened the inner corner with a bit of Cloud. And I have to say, I enjoyed using this palette. It actually kind of reminded me of the ColourPop texture a little bit as far as how they applied. Didn't have any problems with them blending away, no problem with them building. They did what they were supposed to do, and just really enjoyed using this. And then the purchase is what's on my lashes this week, and these are from Lunar Beauty. So on my eyes today are the style called Luna, and let me just say, the reason why I purchased these is because when I watched Manny's launch video, there were 4 of them. It went from very bold to very calm, and the small ones looked real small. They looked like they might even be too small for me. Like they looked really, really natural. Okay, these are the second most natural ones. I pulled them out of the box during my Periscope getting ready with me. I was like, what the heck? These are like, they're huge, they're gigantic. But I have to say though, putting them on was so incredibly easy. Sometimes with lashes like this, especially big ones with, you know, black lash bands that aren't the like thin, clear plastic ones, they kind of pop up on the corners and it's really annoying. Like you have to kind of go back and forth and press to get them to form to the eye. Did not have that problem with these at all. And the other problem I have with lashes that are this size, which is large for me, maybe not for Manny, but they're large for me, is that they feel really heavy. And you'll notice in a lot of my videos when I wear bigger lashes, I'm just going like this. The entire video, I'm just doing this because they're so heavy. But these are actually quite light, and I do appreciate that about these. I'll just show you the smallest ones. These are the style Stella, and these are more similar to the lashes that I like to wear. They're still a little bit bigger than what my favorite ones are, which are the Ardell 120s, which we're going to talk about in the sales section. But these are definitely more my size. And he described these as being like minimal, you know, just a little enhancement for your natural lashes. Like these are going to look big on me. I think Manny's lashes are very full and long, so I think that makes a difference as far as how he experiences lashes versus the way that I do. But I did want to mention my experience with these so far has been very positive, but they are larger than I expected. We have a few exciting sales for you. So Perricone MD is having their twice annual sale, 25% off site-wide and 50% off of their supplements. Use code SEMIANNUAL. Becca Cosmetics has 50% off of their setting powder. There is no code needed there. And then I popped over to Sephora and clicked on their sales section. They actually have quite a few very interesting things on sale right now, especially palettes. So the Huda Beauty smaller 9-pan palettes, there's so many of them on sale. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So the Coral, Amethyst, Ruby, and Haze Obsessions palettes, and then the Pastel, Lilac, Rose, and Mint eyeshadow palettes, those are on sale for only $18, which I thought was really inexpensive for that. One of my favorite ABH palettes of all time is the Amrezy eyeshadow palette. It's $34.50 right now. I would imagine that one was limited edition, is probably going out of stock. So if you were interested in that, this may be a good time to pick it up. Benefit's limited edition Cheek Stars Reunion Tour blush, bronzer, and highlight palette is on sale for $36. It contains Hula, Georgia, Dallas, Sugar Bomb, and Cookie. And then over at Ulta, 2 of my absolute favorite lash products of all time are on sale. The Lash Princess mascaras, all of them are on sale for $3.49. And then my favorite lashes, my go-tos, most of the time when you see me wearing fake lashes, these are the ones that I'm wearing. The Ardell 120s are on sale. You get 5 pairs for $8.39. I don't think I've ever worn a pair of Ardell 120s less than 10 times before I had to throw them away. The lasting power on those is wonderful as long as you take care of them and clean the glue off of them. A bunch of other Ardell lashes are on sale, but I wanted to highlight the 120s because those are my personal favorites. And finally, my friend, for this week's What's Up in Makeup, we have an artist shout out, and this artist I would like to share with you is Maudlin Art. They have an Instagram account with lots of really cool makeup art and other types of art as well, and they do commissioned art on their website. I will put a link down below to both. So let's go ahead and check out some of these looks. So this look right here is called A Season of Grief, and the flowers that you see here are flowers that they found at a cemetery, which I thought was very powerful. This look I thought was so incredibly creative. It's called In Orbit Once Again. again. The only regret I have here is I wish that I could see it just a little bit closer so I could just admire the detail in this look. It's so incredibly beautiful. And then finally, this one just... It's called Get Your Head Out of the Clouds. Like, what? Really? The images themselves are stunning, but there's also a very short video clip of their head moving, which I thought was just really cool and very interesting and very creative. If you would like to go check out their Instagram, again, I will link it down below for you, as well as their website. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. It is an online platform that makes it easy to learn new skills without having to leave your couch. Since starting on Skillshare, I've learned tips for how to be more productive, how to make an amazing sauce in the kitchen, the best way to take care of my houseplants, and even a class on the ins and outs of social media marketing. This week, I tackled a topic that I have been dreading: TikTok. I find the platform so intimidating, and I felt like my Gen X brain would never be able to figure it out. Enter Taylor Lauren, head of marketing at Girlboss. She taught me how the TikTok algorithm works, all the features of the app, and even technical skills like adding text, editing transitions, and even how to record a voiceover. Thanks to Taylor, I created my very first TikTok using the audio from one of my favorite creators, Jamie French.
Probably always Sue Bob. She always made me down. She's so much classier than me.
Before I tried to hide from TikTok, hoping it would just go away. Now I completely understand why this app is so stinking popular, and I have to admit, I genuinely feel like with Taylor's help, I'll actually be able to have fun on the platform. If you would like to try a class for yourself and you are one of the first 1,000 people to sign up using the link in the description box, you will get a free trial of Skillshare's premium membership. And you can try as many classes as you want for free, including Taylor's class. And if you like it, you can sign up for a yearly subscription at less than $10 per month. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video once again. I hope you love it so much. And now back to What's Up in Makeup. And that, my friend, was What's Up in Makeup this week. Thank you so much for watching once again this week. If you are new, thank you for watching. I hope you loved it. Make sure you subscribe down below by hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss What's Up in Makeup next week. And if you did enjoy it, hit the thumbs up button. It really does help me out so very much. And speaking of helping me out, thank you so much to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook hunters for all of their submissions this week. Thank you so much for volunteering your time and your energy to help out with the show. I really appreciate it. Chat today is at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We're gonna be hanging out, talking about what's happening in the community. If you would like to join us, we would love to have you. But if you miss it, it is absolutely no problem at all. You can find the replay of the live chat in your subscription feed if you're subscribed, or you can go over to my Jen Love channel page, click on the videos, and then click on the video titled Live Chat. Thank you again so much for watching. If you would like to hang out a little bit longer, or if you would like to watch last week's episode of What's Up in Makeup, they will be right over here for you to watch. But if you do have to go, I completely understand that too. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. Mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye!